What is up, Team Happy and Fit? Happy Flipping Tuesday. This is the last best practice of 2019. Insane. Next week is Christmas Eve. Can you even believe that? What in the actual heck is happening in life right now? And then New Year's Eve is the next Tuesday, I think, or New Year's Day or something. No, I think it's New Year's Eve. And this is the last one. We'll have Saturday chat still going, and then Monday Q&As are going to switch in 2020 to themed Q&As. I'm really excited to make more announcements on that later. And so, yes, after my brother is going to be finishing out his series and wrapping us up. And what's really cool is that we can do a Q&A with him, and he's going to give us some tips on something. That was so broad when I said something. I know what the something is, but I just said so anyway. And then I'm going to end us with a challenge we're going to be doing in 2020 as a team, and it's going to be so much fun. All right, bro, Dad just left today, and I'm so sad. It was so fun. He was here for a month, and it was just epic.
Oh, well, it's good to see everybody. I just had a bunch of tacos and nachos and maybe a Corona or two. It was my father-in-law's birthday today, so we just rushed in the door. So
how many people were at his birthday?
For this one, it was just a small group. It was just the 5 of us. We kept it small, but
okay.
On the weekend we're having parties and whatnot.
So like Eric, he goes to his in-laws weekly, right? Which is so fun, and they have like 30 people over sometimes on Sundays. Like it's like a huge, awesome thing I want to be a part of, but you're too far away. And Lou, you're in the room.
Today we're working on the tree, so we're getting that going.
Nice.
And so it's good stuff. Well, anyway, let me keep this quick, so that way you guys can get on to the rest of what you guys are doing. Again, thank you guys for having me tonight. It's great to see everybody again. What we're going to do today is I'm going to recap kind of what we've talked about for the entire year. 2019 was really cool because, we introduced this to you guys and trying to bring some marketing, to get your wheels turning, if there was, maybe to take a few minutes and kind of think about some of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of recap on what we did with that and kind of finish it up that way. So, all right, let me share my screen. Let's do a little bit of that. All right. Whoop, wrong one. There we are. Okay, so I can see everybody. All right, guys. So this one, this is part 12 of, again, I can't do the chat at the same time. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is part 12 of 12, the monthly series. This one is going to be all the analytics of selling. And one thing I realized in our discussions was, in my world, analytics is its own job. It's its own, you can spend day in and day out on just trying to understand your analytics. So what we talk about and what we found in a lot of the questions and, discussions that we've had among the group, analytics doesn't really fit with that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to ignore that, and we're just going to kind of recap everything. So a little bit by myself. I'm the executive director at Cool Charities. It's a nonprofit that I started that helps other nonprofits. So if you know anybody out there in the nonprofit world that would like to talk about their marketing and whatnot, send them this way. All right. All right, so here's today's agenda. We're going to cover what we talked about websites. We're going to talk about what we covered with email. We're going to talk about what we covered with some social media, and then finish it off with some successful tips and maybe some Q&A or anything of that nature if there's still time. So I'm going to fly through these guys. All right, website, right? So when we did this series, we had these 3 topics: your website, your email, and your social media. And we went through and we introduced each one of them. We talked about how to grow them, and then we talked about how to sell through them. So for the website, we started with the domain purchasing and hosting, right? The benefits of this is branding. You can have your own image. It's not Facebook, it's not YouTube, it's not anything like that. It's your own thing. You can customize your content. I think we all know the benefits of this. It's a public storefront 24/7, right? So to purchase a domain usually costs a few bucks. Come up with something creative. Maybe it's your name. Julianne, I think you do Julianne Condia, and just different things like that. So the monthly hosting fees, they can be up to 20 bucks every month. So it's pretty straightforward in what it is. It allows you to tell your story and leverage across other platforms, okay? You're able to take your website, use it on social media, share it, include it in emails, and have a place that designated just for you, okay? Using a template, right? Don't overthink it. Your common pages that you're going to want on your website is a homepage, just generic landing page. You have your About Me section, your products, your services you might offer. Maybe it's a blog, maybe you do podcasts, include some testimonials, and of course your contact information. People that come to your website, you want them to come back to you. So using a template is really helpful. It doesn't need to be this crazy, wacky, super creative website. When I worked with John Maxwell team, it's a template that comes right with WordPress. So WordPress is an option, Wix is an option. There's many different companies out there that are, that will help you. Get the template that you need for that. So if you need any help in there, holler at your boy. All right. Okay, adding a form. This is important for your website. It doesn't have to be complex. Some forms I've seen have a lot of questions. How are you feeling on Tuesdays? What is your favorite day of the week? And I'm being facetious when I say this, but really the only things you need on here is their name, email, maybe it's a section for the comment, and a submit button. But adding a form to your website allows somebody to contact you without trying to look up your email, typing it all in. Maybe they type in the wrong thing. Maybe they don't do it right or anything like that. So having a form on your website is super duper important. Okay. And we covered that, I believe, in the second session that we did with that. And last but not least, I am going to talk a little bit about analytics today. Connect your Google Analytics, right? It's very important to understand where your traffic is coming from. We talked about direct traffic, and that means somebody just typing directly into your website. That's good to know. How many people are just directly going there, or how many are coming from referrals? Is your website part of somebody else's, or they did a blog article and you're on there? That's a referral link. Search results. How many people are typing in and searching for you and coming up that way? Social shares, obvious. Paid advertising, again, that's an obvious one. And email clicks. It's good to know when you have a website where your traffic is coming from, to know what's working and what to maybe put a little bit more effort behind. Okay. All right, so email, right? These are perfect for one-on-one conversations. So again, using a template, it's you don't have to overthink these things. Signing up for MailChimp is great. You have up to 2,000 emails that you can have in there, and you can send, I think it's up to 20,000 emails a month or something like that, all for free, right? So I'm doubting any of you out there. Maybe I shouldn't doubt you, but I'm going to go on the safe side and say that not everybody has 2,000 emails to plug in there. So this is a great option that's free, that allows you to begin to build a list, to begin to start with your 20, your 30, your 40, your 50 people, or whatever it may be, and to begin to grow it, right? So using a template in a program like MailChimp, Constant Contact, and some of these other platforms, it's really helpful. It's more professional and organized. It's an ability to schedule. You can do it once a month. You can do it, however it goes. And here's some examples that we discussed throughout the year, right? Newsletters. This can be just a recap of your social media feed, right? It can be, just doing shout outs for people that are on your team or people that are part of your network that you want to communicate out. Newsletters are a great way to, communicate to your audience. A standalone email, this might be just a one-time, one-off. Maybe, hey, we got a special offer coming up. Holidays are perfect. Christmas is right around the corner. Have you gotten your gift yet? I know with Beachbody, they have the whole new apparel section or whatever. That's a great standalone email to let people know that this is out there. Lead nurturing. What I mean by that is, when somebody signs up for your email, you're welcoming them. You're letting them know, hey, these where things are at. If you join the Facebook group, there's Instagram, here's my blog, here's some podcasts. Those are lead nurturing that you're sending emails to walk them through it. Transactional, maybe they made a purchase, maybe it's time for a renewal, maybe it's time, those kind of type things. Milestones, all these things. Email can be really, really fantastic. Now, obtaining subscribers, this is a section that we talked about that's an area of growth. We put a lot of effort into Instagram and Snapchat and LinkedIn and YouTube and, our websites and all these things, but email often gets overlooked. And it's a great way to offer value on a more periodic, communication on a timetable, right? Instagram, we're talking about doing it hourly. We're talking about doing it daily. We're talking about doing YouTube weekly. We're talking about doing LinkedIn. We're talking about all these different efforts of communicating and shouting at people and saying, hey, we got stuff to look at. Email is a great way to have that one-on-one conversation that's a little bit more spread out. So maybe once a month or something like that is a really great way to, continue to grow your list. Creating conversions, right? Keep your subject line short, make it personal, organize your call to actions, and support it with a landing page, right? So when you're thinking of your subject lines, asking a question is a great way. Getting them to open it up, keeping it short and sweet. We talked about that a couple months ago, where making it personal, using their name, how to organize your call to actions, limiting what their options to click in the email. You can give them 20 different options to, here, check this out, check this out. I got a podcast, I got a blog, I got products, I got services, sign up for this, be a coach, do all these different things. That can be overwhelming. So organizing your call to actions and keeping it simple. Email is great for, again, that one time, these one purpose type things that you're getting for, right? Supporting landing pages. That's what we talked about with the website. And of course, optimize it for mobile, test it on your phone, check it out. You'll be surprised at, the little things that you can change to that make a big difference. All right. How to measure your success. Okay. Look at your delivery rate. When you're using a program like MailChimp or Constant Contact, it'll tell you how many of those emails were active, how many of them bounced. Maybe when somebody completed your form and filled it out, they misspelled their name in there, or they didn't type their own email address in there. It happens all the time. So understanding your delivery rate is, that's a form of success. You want to know that if it's a 96%, 98%, 92%, where you're at in there. Keeping a healthy list is very, very important. Your open rate, right? Not only are you sending it to them, but are they opening it? Okay. So if you're having a 20% open rate, that's pretty good. Okay. So the standard is usually between 10 to 15 or so. Some articles out there will tell you 20 is standard. Some will tell you, 30 is unobtainable. You're going to go with what your own list is and what it is, right? Your click rate, those are your call to actions. You want to pay attention in there. And obviously the conversions, driving the traffic back to your website or to your Facebook or to, whatever it is that you're trying to get the information for them to take the next step. That's a conversion. Okay. So that covers email there. Social media. We spent a lot of time talking about this, throughout the year. And one of the big heavy hitters with this was diversify your platforms, right? You hear this all the time with investing in stocks, diversify your portfolio, make sure all your eggs aren't in one basket. Well, it's the same thing with social media, right? If you look at this list right here, this is the percentage of US adults that use these social media platforms, right? 73% of US adults use YouTube, 73%. 3 out of every 4 use YouTube. Facebook, same damn thing, right? It's like 68% of them are using Facebook. And then the next closest one is Instagram at 35%, right? And then I got them ranked all the way down: Pinterest, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter, and WhatsApp, right? These are all great. But look at this, like at least 1/3 of US adults are using these, right? So if you're feeling like you're struggling with Instagram, or you feel like, maybe LinkedIn's not firing for you, or Twitter, you're just shouting, or whatever it is, and YouTube is this, and Facebook is that, or whatever, switch it up a little bit. Try a different platform. Get out there. There's a market to be had in each of these. So keep this in mind, and just know that, when you're engaging and you're doing your, your social media and you're posting your your content, that they play on all of these, okay? Right? When you're creating your content, you have your photos, you have your text, you have your links, you have your videos. They can be inspirational, they can be informational, and they can be instructional. If you stick to those 3 categories, you're going to find that it's easy to kind of come up with something. And so if you're thinking of something instructional, what am I going to do that's instructional? What am I going to do that's going to help, educate what it is that's out there? Informational, right? I want people to learn more about XYZ. Inspirational, I want to inspire them by either somebody else's journey, your own personal journey, or whatever it may be. Those are 3 great categories to live by, right? You can do it hourly, you can do it daily, and you can do it weekly, right? I used to be a big believer in the weekly. Don't oversaturate your audience, don't annoy them, don't do this. As time has changed, and Instagram specifically, as they've gotten better at their algorithms, and Facebook and their feeds, and what they're showing you, even Twitter meddles with this a little bit, right? Go hourly, post as often as possible, do it as much as we want, because if the people are engaging with you, it'll continue to put it up in front of them. And if they're not engaging with you, they've learned to, how to filter that out. So you don't have to worry anymore about pestering and saturating your audience. Instagram and these programs, they're going to do a much better job of taking your content and putting it where it needs to go to the people that want to see it. So keep that in mind. Getting followers, right? Okay, so when I'm talking about scheduling time to engage, right? You could take 15 minutes in the morning, you can take 15 minutes in the evening, and that's it. Like you can spend all day chasing and commenting back and liking this and doing this. Get off your phone, get out there, live your life, record the content, do what you need to do. But when it comes to engaging, set aside time for it. You'll find that you're much more productive at it, you're much more focused on it, and you're much more engaged with it. If there's a response, or you're getting a direct message, or you're getting a question that requires a little bit more, what to do, or, maybe a little bit more explanation to it, pull that one to the side. But just those 15 minutes or so, just get in there, be proactive, be involved. Okay. In last month's talk, when we were talking about social media and how to sell through it, we're talking about your external audience versus your internal audience. Okay. Your external audience are people that don't follow you yet, right? A lot of times when we're creating content, we're thinking of, we're going to get to all these people that don't know who we are yet, and we're trying to sell to them. Doesn't quite work like that. You're really communicating to your internal audience. These are the people that already follow you. So you have to kind of take that into account of when you're thinking of getting followers. How to obtain them is you want to find ways to reach that external audience, right? You don't want to just keep hammering your internal audience and buy this, do this, do this, do this, do this. You want to get new followers and get new ones. So having that mindset of external followers or external audience versus your internal audience will help you identify which content to get in there. Okay. Measuring your success. Okay. Impressions, right? That's the most simple thing. Are people seeing your content? If the answer is yes, which most of likely it is, that's a success. That it stops and ends right there. Like, it doesn't matter about the likes and the comments and the shares and everything else I'm about to get to, but the impressions. If people are seeing your stuff, they might not engage with it, they might not react to it, but they're seeing it. And that's a very important metric to take, right? Likes, we obviously know that those are good. Instagram's messing with that, where they're trying to tinker with, showing how many likes you get or not. So take that into account, that it's not all about, just the likes. They're hiding those because it doesn't necessarily matter to that, right? Your comments, people commenting on it, shares, obviously, saves. On Instagram, you have the ability to save it. You can go on there and see how many people have bookmarked their that content and compare which ones are getting more saves than not. That's a metric that you can use. Followers, subscribers, obviously, and then direct messages. Keep track of that. Maybe you find that one week you get 10 direct messages and the next week you get 3. Right? Well, what was the difference between the 10 versus the 3? What were you doing that was the difference between that? Those are how you measure the success, and trying to figure out, what those all play into. Okay. All right. So here's some successful tips. And this is what Julianne was getting to, is what we're talking about, interactions versus content, right? I just want to take a stop for a second, because I just really flew through that, right? We talked about website, we talked about email, and we talked about social media. This last year, we really spent in depth, again, going through the introductions, learning how to grow them, and learning how to sell them. And then this last time we were talking about the analytics of it and kind of understanding, how they all come together. So, really one thing I would like you to take away from, and I use it personally. My wife has an Instagram, kind of like a business hobby that she does. And I applied this logic to it, and, we've grown it by a couple thousand followers. I think I want to say in the last couple months, we've done about 300 or 400 or so. And that's me only kind of doing it on the weekends, but it's also doing it where I was talking about earlier, where you're doing those 15 minutes in the morning, maybe 15 minutes at night, but really just 30 minutes a day is really all it takes. Okay. Sending thank you direct messages and email replies, right? When somebody comments on there, you can comment right back, and I encourage that. And we'll get to that in point number 2, but sending them a direct message, saying, hey, thank you for commenting on this. I hope all is well. I really appreciate your involvement with this and participation on here. If there's anything I can do that, do you prefer, or, do you like this? Just engage a conversation. It depends on what it's about, but, engaging with your audience is always going to be step 1, right? And sending a thank you direct message in an email reply is very, very helpful. Okay. Engaging with the comments and providing value, right? So somebody, beautiful picture. Hey, that's really cool. That's my favorite place. I like to do that too. Oh my gosh, I tried that once. Those kind of type of things. You can say, wow. So, do you have any other places that are like this? Okay, you tried this. What other workouts have you done? You can you can engage with a value back in the comment that's more than just thanks, cool, right? There's more to it. Provide a little bit of value to it, maybe offer a tip. Asking a question is always a great way, but engaging with those comments is really, really helpful. Actively seeking hashtags and groups. Now, the groups are more for Facebook. Facebook these last couple months have really introduced groups and communities. They have a commercial right now for Christmas with military moms, right? The one mom is overseas and she can't be there with her kids and her husband. So she gets on her Facebook group and all the mamas are on it and they're all into it. These groups exist for everything. So get out there, find them, join them. Don't spam them. Don't get in there and just drop your stuff and say, hey, I want to do this, but engage with them, blend in a little bit and kind of do this. But when I say actively seeking hashtags, right? I go after hashtags that, you can look at what's trending. Those are always helpful. You can go with the tried and true, busy moms, workaholics, saving for my dream trips, dream goals, partner goals. You can take some of these words and play them together and just start to look at these hashtags and go out there. I'm speaking more specifically to Instagram, and get out there and, engage with those posts, leave a comment, like the photo. What you're doing is you're basically knocking on their door and getting them to come look at you and your content. So it's a great way to, engage with the audience, get followers. It really, really works, right? Now you're measuring your success by website visits, subscriptions, comments. Instagram does a really great job of giving you your analytics onto, like how many profile visits you're getting and how many people sent you an email, how many people are clicking on your website, how many followers have you gotten, what's the best time of day, all those things are helpful. Subscriptions, followers, those counts are pretty obvious. Website visits, that's a very helpful thing. And comments, right? So those are some successful tips that I use, and again, a day-to-day, weekly basis, and to really encapsulate what we were talking about this entire year. So I want to say thank you guys, right? 2019 was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this, right? So the next session, Julianne and I were talking about this. I want to do this again. I want to run this back. Let's start over, let's walk back through what it is to get a website, what it is to build it, what it is to sell through there. Oh, okay. I don't know. And to, walk back through email and reintroducing what some topics are that. It's going to change a little bit for 2020 because even at the end of 2019, it's changed a little bit. So we're going to do that. I'm going to cut away the analytics. I don't feel like wasting our time and talking about the analytics of where your traffic's coming from and what to do. Most of you aren't really ready yet to do paid advertising in that regard, and nor should you. There's a lot of room out there to be had. So so we're going to do this again, but just focus more on the website, the email, and the social media, and do those 4 times throughout the year. So there's that. I didn't leave much time for questions and answers. So what I would like to do is I'm going to make this post into the 2019 Coach Collaborative, right? Basically what I'm saying is if you were on tonight's call, oh wait, it says my sharing is paused.
No, you're good.
Oh, shoot. Did I just delete that? Anyway, so I'll fix this. I had a cool post that was there. Basically what I'm saying is everybody that's on this call, and to anybody out there that's a part of this group, it's a private group, right? We're all family in this. We're all here to help one another. I'm here to help you, right? I want to offer my time. I want to offer, up to an hour. It shouldn't take longer than 30 minutes, but I would like to learn a little bit more about your marketing, what you're doing, what, maybe what you're struggling with, or maybe what you find really successful and what you can do better, or, anything that it's your time. You can bounce it off and really talk about these things. If you've never tried email and you want to get into it a little bit more, you want to know what that is, that's great. If you, maybe want to look about, diversifying your social media platforms and what goes into those. If you want to, get your first website and just kind of shop around and kind of see what those are and ask these questions. I'm going to post in here with, again, into the group. And I'm just going to ask you guys, just comment on there. Just comment on there. I'll send you a message. We'll link up sometime and we'll find a time that works for you. And really kind of hash this out, and, you know, and happy holidays, that kind of type of thing. So does that sound good?
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You're incredible. Can you hit stop sharing? Oh, yeah, you got it. Thank you so much. Seriously, we appreciate you. And thanks for hopping on, and tell Lou's family hi and her dad happy birthday.
Absolutely, guys. Sorry for taking so long, but cheers. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
So he is offering to, like, if you were to want help with setting up a website or anything like that, you can go ahead and reach out to him, and he'll meet with you and just kind of break down some goals for you and help you in that aspect, if that makes sense. If you are available to turn on your screen, that would be so awesome. I am so excited for 2020. Big things are happening. It's going to be amazing. I have a really fun idea, but before we do that, in the Coach Collab, so a couple of things. The 2020 Coach Collab is going to be launching soon, and I am so excited about it. Well, when I was thinking about this call, I was also thinking about in the 2019 collab when Morgan Schaefer posted about the person who had commented under. Did you guys see her post about that? Morgan, thanks for coming to the collab about that. And I just couldn't shake it out of my head. It's really not about that person at all. Like, I don't even know that person. It's not even so much that. It's not even that. My mindset and my personal development to where it's at is a whole other level, to where, like, I would never make quitting an option based on someone who's not investing in themselves and being massively successful. But it really got me thinking, and it got me thinking about those are the kinds of things that build my belief in this. So for a little bit of context, and I want to share an example, and maybe, and like Brittany Burmeister, I remember you had someone that sent something really nasty to you, a really negative comment, and it just was heartbreaking. But like, it's just so cool to see that you're still here and that you're still working on yourself. And so Morgan posted about how she's going, like, her goals and her postpartum plan and what she wants to do when baby is here. And someone commented below pretty much like, good luck with that. And then she, like, gave tips on how to handle it, you know, like walk away, and that was so good. But it's so interesting because I think in my thought, it's like someone is projecting whatever, because I made a quote the other day, and I just made it up, where I posted it in my message or my social media, and I said, just because you won't doesn't mean you should tell someone they can't. I just, like, made up that quote because that's exactly what I thought about when you made that post, Morgan, because you've seen a whole heck of a lot of mamas showing up postpartum, and it's not easy, and we're not trying to paint it that it is, but can you just trust that, like, and you're like, I'm not even worried. That's what you said to me. But I think what's so cool about that is, like, we have paved this way, right? Just because you won't doesn't mean you should tell people they can't. Think about the power in that. This mom was like, oh, good luck, in a sarcastic way to Morgan. Why? Because she chooses not to do that. So then she's assuming that Morgan can. And I just think about that with this journey. Oh, good luck with that. Oh, you're doing this Beachbody thing. Good luck. Like, just because you won't doesn't mean you should tell people they can't. Just because you quit doesn't mean that's going to be someone else's experience. Just because you had a bad team, bad experience, whatever with Beachbody, doesn't mean that's the same for everybody else. Because anytime someone has tried this Beachbody thing before and how bad Shakeology was and all this stuff, I always go, oh, that hasn't been my experience. That's just been my rebuttal every single time someone's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, that's not my experience at all. It's been amazing. It's been so incredible. And then usually people are like more open to trying it again. But I just think the way we show up, the way we communicate, the way we share our story makes the difference. And I was sharing this on the Monday Q&A. There's a person who hasn't joined me, who said she was going to join me a long time ago and hasn't, for whatever reason, right? It's probably money, but it's just really mindset. I'm not even going to say it's money. Why? Money's everywhere. Like, it's just what you value. It's just what you want to spend your time doing. And so the other night, Faye woke up 4 to 6 times. I even met with Kim, and I'm so tired today. And like, we still met. And I still did all of my things. It's just, I even took a nap, and I don't take naps. Like, that's just not my thing. But I napped. Like, that's just the kind of day it was. And I was talking to this person who hasn't joined me yet, who has a kid that's a few weeks older than Faye. And she was like, and I made a post, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, my son was up 4 to 6 times too. And like, we were just talking about it, like, oh, it's rough. Like, what are you doing to handle it? Like, what are you doing about it? And we were just like sharing stuff back and forth. And by the way, where it's like, when you actually ask for advice, that's when you know to give your opinion, right? Not when someone is like, Morgan's post, I read Morgan's post, I was like, Morgan wasn't even asking for advice. And then here is this like mom going, yeah, like, good luck with that. Where I was like, Morgan wasn't even asking you. Like, she was just telling what she was doing, right? I just thought that was fascinating. But also what I thought about is that mom who we were able to relate to each other on a common struggle. And the common struggle was that our babies are teething and we didn't get sleep. So that's our common struggle, right? But here's what you need to know. What did I do that day? A huge motivation for me was to show up in my workout and show up really hard in my workout. And in fact, I think it was day 1 of the work. And so we showed up in this common struggle together. But what I know is that that mom who knows that it's not easy for me just saw me get my workout done. So my advice to all of you is, with your social media, just because someone tells you like they won't doesn't mean that you can't, right? Number 1, I think that that's a powerful thing to remember. Just because they won't, just because they have a reason, doesn't mean that you can't. 1. 2, what is a common struggle that you can identify with people? And then you still show up anyway. Do you have an autoimmune disease? Are you struggling to balance life? I don't think there is balance, but like, do you have a lot of stuff going on right now? Are you really struggling with sweets? Are you like whatever, but are you still showing up? And I think that that is really important to share, and something that we forget, because I think sometimes people think I just get it done because it's so easy. And once I was relating to that person, I was like, oh my gosh. So when Morgan was talking to this mom, she commented below, like, hold me accountable. I thought it was so sweet. And I was like, Morgan, you should be like, hey, like, when do you make your daily workouts work? Because the girl ain't working out, you guys. Like, she's not working out. But like, okay, like, nap time doesn't work. Like, when are you making it work during the day? I'd love to know. And I bet she'd be like, oh shit, like, I'm not, you know what I mean? But like, we're not, anyway, that's a whole nother thing that, whatever, that's like where my mind went. But that common struggle, and you still are showing up. Is it that you didn't get enough sleep? Is it that you had a long day at work? Is it that some family stuff is going on? For me, like, showing up when I was moving across the country, I was so homesick. Like, I just think about my first year here, and it was so hard. And then I had a miscarriage, right? Like, all these things that were so difficult, but I still was showing up. And just because someone who has a miscarriage, they decided they wouldn't, and they were trying to tell me I shouldn't. But I still did. Postpartum, my recovery was a lot smoother than some, because everyone's experience is so different. People were telling me I was going to ruin my body. But I know my body better than they do. And what does it matter to them? So I ruined my body. I didn't, by the way. But like, what is it to them? Do you know what I'm saying? Just because that person wouldn't doesn't mean that I should listen to them, because I trust myself. I trust myself enough to know if a workout is hurting, to stop, to modify when I need to, right? Like, but it's just so interesting. So it's just being able to share, like, it's not that easy. I was just telling Eric today during the work, I'm like, I don't feel like my body's operating at 100 yet, which makes sense because I'm 4 months postpartum, but like, I can't wait for it to be. I'm so stoked. But I keep sharing this. I keep sharing my common struggle. I keep sharing and showing up regardless. The holiday season, how many people throw in the towel? And I just read somewhere where like, January 1 is playing it safe. January 1 is complacency. January 1 is like whatever. It's a comfort zone. That's what it was. January 1 is a comfort zone. And I was like, whoa, that is a powerful quote. January 1 is a comfort zone. Everyone's waiting till January 1, and that's that comfort of like, I can still just like totally go off the grid and go crazy and then wait till January 1. And I was like, I don't want to be that person. I want to still enjoy the holidays because it's going to be my 6th holiday season that I've lived fit while still enjoying the holidays, because I don't live on this like diet life, and I'm not 100% like insane with needing to like not enjoy a cookie. Like I will enjoy a cookie and it'll be great, but I also like to move my body a lot. And today I was like, all I want is salad. Why? I feel better when I have salads. Do I always want salads all the time? No, but my body loves salad. My body loves vegetables. Like I would rather have like a piece of pizza, my mind, but my body loves eating well. And when I'm not eating well, I can tell a difference in my energy, in my mood, in like how I'm feeling groggy, how I'm sleeping, how I'm regular, like all these things, right? My body craves Shakeology. It's a multivitamin. I was just watching this video today on like how much vitamins heal your body. Like your body is constantly changing and evolving, but like how much just multivitamins, not even eating clean, but like having a daily multivitamin, what it does to restore your body. And I look over at Eric and I'm like, that is so awesome that it's Shakeology, because peppermint mocha is life right now for me. And I'm like, I need to order more boxes before they really like sell out, because I don't know what I'm going to do. It's so good. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. I wanted to share that quote, and it was all because of what Morgan shared. And I was like, man, just because she won't, don't tell Morgan that she can't. Like, I'm just like, whatever. But I feel like my whole journey, that's my 8 self wanting to protect you. But like, I just always think of my future self and what I need to do for that future self with me. So my entire pregnancy, I thought about my postpartum plan. And then my whole time during MM100, I was thinking about the next thing. Like I just have this ability to think ahead and be like, man, I'm going to show up as her and I'm going to get 1% better every single day. I'm so thankful to do life with all of you. I just want you to know that. Okay, let's get into the team challenge. It's announcing tomorrow. And it's going to be so much fun. We don't like what is happening to me. I'm getting very fun is all I'm saying. Like, I just don't even know. Like, it is just jolly over here and it is just going to be a blast. So I'm launching for the first time ever. I know, yellow. Yeah. But let's see how long this lasts. Okay. We're going to take it though. We're going to take it and be so excited about it. But I was like, man, 2020, a new decade and a new month, January, like, I just had so much fun this year helping other coaches have success. And I'm just like, I just want January to be this like start to something so beautiful for you. And I just want to see your business grow. I want to see your confidence grow. I want to see your mindset grow. I want to see your impact grow. I want to see your teams grow. I want to see all these things. And so the more I was reflecting on it, the more I realized accountability is everything. And that's what people have been telling me about an enemy called average. And I'm going to do a check-in tonight. And I'm like, I feel so held accountable for this. And it's because we're doing it together. And then in January, we're doing Girl Code. And this book is so good. This book is so, so good. And so the more I thought about it, the more I was like, how fun would it be to do a team challenge? And so I'm going to break this down for you. And tomorrow I'm officially launching it. I'm going to make the teams. And the reason I really thought about that is because I don't want to leave people behind. But 2, I really want people to meet new people on the team and have different dynamics on the team. And just be able to build relationships, because I feel like beyond a paycheck, beyond your own transformation, there's something more here. And I really do think it's friendship and it's community, and you become the 5 people you surround yourself with. And I think that that's really powerful. Our impact with each other is powerful. Like, you all bring something incredible to the table. And what I love about that is that we all bring different things. And what I want to do is I want to put these teams together, and I want you to be able to collaborate and just be there for each other and support each other on this journey of 2020. And so That's going to launch tomorrow, where you can sign up and you're just going to comment below. But we're going to have a point tiered system, and I'm actually going to break it down for you. Thank you for saying it's an amazing idea. I'm really excited that you said that. But you're going to get all of this, and I spent a lot of time on this, and I just am really, really pumped. The more details are going to come later, but I just really want to show you so you can just see how you should be a part of this, because everyone contribute something. So I'm going to do the leaderboards every Thursday, and team captains, every team gets one team captain, and the team captain is going to give me the point total for the week. And each team is going to decide how they're going to like tally up their points each day or each week or whatever. But then I'm going to just show like which teams are where. But this is how you can earn points, and I'm really excited about this. Each success club is 1 point. And so that's helping someone with the challenge pack. That's Shakeology and BOD, right? That's just the basic challenge pack. Another point you can get is helping someone with something. So if you help someone with collagen, your team gets 1 point. If you help someone with 3-month BOD, your team gets a point. If you help someone with energize and recover, your team gets a point. How pretty cool is that? So it's separated from a challenge pack, if that makes sense. So if you help someone with just Shakeology or whatever, your team gets a point, because I want you to understand that you helping someone with something matters. And then the next way you can get points is every coach who hits Success Club. And this does count if you do it in a controlled account. I want you to know that. So just count it as yours. So say you're building a spouse account and you hit Success Club through your spouse account, like I'm not going to get all like, wait, that wasn't your name, it was your spouse's name. Like I actually would prefer that if it drives more volume for you. Does that make sense? So every coach who hits Success Club, double the points. So if you get Success Club 5, your team gets 10 points. So this might be one that you add in the 3rd week, if that makes sense. Every coach who hits Success Club 10, triple your points. So if you hit 5 in your business center and 5 in a spouse account, that's still hitting 10. Every new coach you help get started, 5 points. But what's cool about that is every PS coach that is inactive that goes active is 5 points to your team. Why? Volume matters, and getting a person who's already started with you back on their game matters. So that's our whole emerald again. If you have personal active status every Wednesday, and Wednesday nights are when you check in with all the points with your captain, so 5 points. That's easy, right? If you're drinking Shakeology throughout the month, you would be active every week. Rank advancements, or getting your rank back. So if you go emerald or you get your emerald back, you get to contribute 5 points. Say you go emerald, or your emerald, and then you go diamond. You could get 15 points. If you lost your emerald, get emerald again, and then go diamond. Or let's just say you were diamond, or you lost your diamond, get your diamond back, and then go star diamond. You can have 20 points. And what's cool about that is that you can build your spouse's account to go emerald. That would count, if that makes sense. Volume occurred every 100 PV. How do you find that? So if you go into, I'm probably going to have to do this, and Kim's going to laugh at me on how I log into my back office, but it's going to be fine and I can handle it. Actually, Kim, look at this. This is probably how you do it. And then I should just use it like that. I do like a 5-step process, and she's like, why do you do it like that? I'm like, I don't know. So to see your points for 100 PV, you go to monitor my business. You go to monitor my business, and then you go to team volume. And for every week, I want to show you an example. So for every week, so right here, I'm going to look on this on a Wednesday, and then that's 200, right? 210. How many points did I say that it was? Or how many? So 10 points. So I would get 20 points for my team for every 100. Does that make sense? For every week. This one would be 60 points. Wait, no, sorry, 30 points. It's 10 points. This one would not count. This one would count. I would get points for that. And then that's how you do that. What is PV? Oh, crap. Hold on. PV is your personal orders or customer orders. And so that's just weekly, and then I can answer questions when we do that before. If you earn a team cycle bonus, it doesn't matter the bonus. If it's $14 or $500, you get to add 10 points to your team. Book club check-ins for Girl Code, 2 points. So imagine if your whole team got on board with Girl Code. What's the benefit of that? The benefit of that is that you're growing your mindset, right? Like, I hope all of you are realizing that all of these things will either grow your business, grow your mind, or grow your body. Like, this is really powerful, or grow your social network with friendship. So this is all very good things. Happy and fit team call, 2 points per call. So this would be 2 points. If your whole team gets on, right, 2 points per person that's on. But you're just tallying up your points and then giving them to your captain. If you get on the Saturday chat, another 2 points. If you get on a Monday Q&A, another 2 points. One workout, 1 point, limited 1 per day. One Shako, limited 1 per day. Coach Summit ticket. How many of you have already gotten your ticket? As soon as we start in January, you get to add 25 points. Pretty cool, right? So if someone's on your team that hasn't registered for Summit, they can add 25 points to your team, which is great. Bonus, attend a Super Saturday, 10 points. Eric and I, and hopefully Emily Ann, and hopefully Marcy, hopefully Nikki, right? We are going to go to, hopefully, the Super Saturday in Sacramento, and we can add points to that. I am so excited, and I'm going to be giving away to the winners like my favorite things. And I'm really, really pumped about that. It's not so much about the gift, but it's also about just building consistency. All of those things that I just listed will build consistency in your life. And I think you'll be more accountable because you're on a team and you're like, crap, I need to show up for my team. I just feel like it's going to change you in January. Like, it's just going to build this momentum for you, for your business. Thank you guys for loving this. This was like a lot of effort and a lot of work. I think I spent my entire Saturday putting this all together, and I was like, what do you guys think? Like, I was like messaging some people, like my back was hurting because I was like all in on my computer. Just January, Beth. So from January 1 to January 31, that's what we're going to be doing. And every team has a team captain, and the team captain reports to me with their total points. And so I'm going to give each team, like, I'll give you the point thing and you can print those off and you can track your points or whatever. You check in with your captain. You guys can make a Google Doc. I don't know, that I was not trying to do all of that, with just tracking your points, and then your captain tallies them all up. And then so your captain would be like, I cannot wait to hear the team names, by the way. I hope they're outrageous. Like, I hope that they are the most insane names because it's just going to be funny talking about them. But so whatever your team is, then you would be like, team choose happy has 400 points. And so then I'm going to make graphics each Thursday to announce like where the teams are. But more to come tomorrow. But any questions? It's going to be so much fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you all for saying you love this idea. I'm so excited. Tomorrow is signups. You'll see it, and then you just will comment below, and then you have until Sunday, I think, or Saturday or something, and then I'm gonna, the teams will be all put together on Monday, and then we'll launch on January of when we get started. I believe that's the time frame, and then I will, like, you'll get a list of these points, but I'm also going to make a post about it as well. And I can answer questions at any time. And so how many of you are like, oh, I've got to do Girl Code now because I've got to win and I've got to make sure that I'm doing that, right? Like, think about that kind of stuff. Lastly, no, I think that's all I was going to have. I wanted to share a little bit more, but is there anything I can help you with as far as the team challenge goes? Do you calculate points each day for Girl Code? So I'm not going to calculate any points, if that makes sense. Yes, I get what you're saying. Each check-in, yes. If you check in each day in Girl Code, is 2 weeks. It's a 2-week book club, and you're off on the weekends. I think there's a weekend recap that could count as well. Whatever post I make and you comment below on that post, it counts. And I think it's 2 weeks, but I want to say it's like only 14 posts, or like 12 posts. Like it might be a little less than 14. Yeah. Any other questions? I'm glad you guys are all excited. It will be so much fun.